I'm going to start a special video series. It's called Where You Been, Izaak. This is going to be the California version. The star of this, my much loved and used road atlas, duct taped together and everything. And if you're traveling to remote areas, I recommend you have one of these and paper maps of where you're traveling, because you will find that you do not get signal in a lot of remote places. That's why my van life book is called No Signal. We're going to start with my home state, the place I've lived the most, the place I've traveled the most, California. We're going to work this from north to south. We're going to start up here in a little town called Oric. When I was a little kid, my parents were building a house outside this teeny tiny town, and I recommend this road. It is beautiful. It goes right alongside the ocean. There's all kinds of places to stop. This is the Lost Coast. They were going to actually continue Highway 1, but this terrain is just too forbidding, and it was going to be incredibly expensive. You can drive from Ferndale through here in this little loop. It's a beautiful drive. It's a rough road, and it's remote, but it's beautiful. I recommend you check it out. This, the Usual Road, is incredibly rough. You got to have four-wheel drive to drive it, and even four-wheel drives get stuck. I did it in a Chevy Cavalier. I must have been insane. The things we do when we're in our 20s and think we're invincible. I've driven all the west-east roads in Northern California, including 162. This is an incredibly remote road. It's beautiful. I recommend it, but you got to have high clearance and make sure you have everything to change your tires. Right next to it, one of my favorite places, the Northern Central Valley. Parallel to US 5 here is the old highway. what was US 99 West. And it goes through all these towns, and you see all this history. It's beautiful. You got to check that out. Here's Lassen, where my family spent many a vacation. My dad had a house here in Janesville, and he worked at the prison here in Susanville. You see, I've just colored all over here in different colored pens. These are all the roads I've been on. I was born in Sacramento and have lived there on and off since then, but I grew up here in Marin County. That's where I went to high school. Sir Francis Drake, now Archie Williams Highway School, in a little town called San Anselmo. And I've also lived in Petaluma a few times. Of course, been to San Francisco. The funny place I've never been, Yosemite. The reason being the Tioga Pass. It doesn't open until summer, and then the crowds are immediately there. And I know that's a lame reason for not going there. I will make a point to go to Yosemite at some point. 2 years ago, I got a wild hair up my ass to drive the entire length of State Highway 33. And it's interesting because you pass through all these little towns over here into the desert. My favorite place, Death Valley. Over here is an interesting place you can disperse camp for free. It's called the Pads. It's right in this area. You can't miss it. It's like in a little valley, and you see all these cement pads. No disrespect to any Los Angelinos, but I avoid Los Angeles like the plague because I really dislike cities and traveling in them. I'm currently working in the mountains somewhere in here as a camp host. I've never been to San Diego. I got to rectify that at some point. Show you one of my favorite places in California, Amboy. It's on what was old Route 66. It's a great place. All these amazing black rocks. Sorry if I rushed things a little bit. If you got any questions about any of these places in California I've been to or haven't been to, please leave your questions in the comments and I will get back to you. Thank you.